For today's Cyber CEO episode,
my Cyberbacker. Her name is 𝗙𝗲. She's fabulous. So she helps me with the listing. She helps me with the sales. She helps me in my daily routine with transactions. She also does my social media. So she has my Facebook. She has my Canva. She just really does a lot. A lot of times I'm like, 𝗙𝗲, how do you do this? How do you do this? And she teaches me. So she's very good on the computer. If we can go out and bring the business in, come back and toss it to our Cyberbacker can take it, run with it, and then keep things rolling. Well, she's just the best, and I love her heart. Her heart is probably the biggest part of her. That's really cool.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another great day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a special guest coming back to the show. Johnny, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for being on the show and coming back. I know you're very busy, so I really appreciate this opportunity. Now, what we wanted to do was just to check back on you and your Cyberbacker and how's everything been going. So let me try and get to know more about your Cyberbacker. Then talk to me more about her. What does she do and what's it like working with her every day?
So her name is 𝗙𝗲. She's fabulous. So I have a real estate business as part of Keller Williams. So I'm a team leader. And so there's like 4 of us on the team, including my Cyberbacker. And so when I have a listing that I'm about to go put on the market, she helps me prepare the documents for that. And then once I get the documents together, then I review what she's started, and then I approve it, and then she gets it all signed. And then once we get those documents signed, then we move to the next phase, which is entering it into the MLS, which is where she has to key in exactly everything about the house. And, sometimes they're already in the system, sometimes they're not. And so she kind of gets the skeleton going, mostly, as much as she can. She leaves several things like the description and, some of the other things I have to do, but we work on that together. I tell her kind of what to enter and she enters all that. So it really makes it very simple for me to just review and tweak a little of the things that need to be finalized. And so it's pretty easy for me to list a property because she starts the beginning part. She helps me with the other part. And then when it comes to selling, like being on the contract, then I, as a licensed agent, have to make sure the one that I'm doing it, but she can help me draft the bones of the contract. So then I review it and then I will send it out myself and make sure that it's taken care of. So she helps me with the listing. She helps me with this, the sales, the purchase. And then once I get it under contract, then she has a thing that she does called important dates. And she sends that to the title company. She sends that to the co-op agent, the other agent. If I have the listing, she sends it to the buying agent. If I have the buyers, then she sends it to the listing agent. And she sets up the dates and says, hey, we have it, we have to get our inspections in by this time. We have to get this thing. So she helps with all the dates with that. Ooh. And then when it comes to the title company, she kind of coordinates the title company and all that kind of stuff like that. So she helps me in my daily routine with transactions. So we call that transaction to close. Okay. And then she also does my social media. So she has my Facebook and so she has my Canva. And so she can create really cool social media and she does it to music. Like sometimes a little bit of video or some animation to the post. And then she puts like every time I just sell a home or, list a home or under contract or whatever. And last year we did 48 units. So that's almost like one a week, so we stay busy with all that. So
transaction to close, your social media as well. I believe we touched about that in our last interview as well, but did you add anything new to her plate?
She also helps me with Google reviews. So that's where people, like when we complete a transaction, she helps me with that, keeping it with Google reviews. She has an amazing tracker of all the stuff that we do during the the transaction. I have done some farming, which is not me growing corn and green beans. Okay, farming in real estate means I pick a neighborhood out, and then I kind of try to target them with maybe some letters and things like that. So she helps me with anniversary letters to people that live in certain communities. So we've drafted a letter, and then she kind of helps me with the anniversary letters. She can help me with campaigns, as far as like a campaign, again, not running for mayor, but this is a campaign to get an ad about a property that I'm selling. She can help me with that, stuff like that. So she does my advertising for me. She does my social media. She does my Google. She pays, like, if I have photos for a house, she can pay a bill for me, as far as take care of things like that. So she does my invoicing, and she just really does a lot.
So basically, she's almost everywhere then now in the business. Am I right?
Correct.
Gosh.
Yes.
Now, I'm quite curious how you've created this system, because it seems already so organized between the both of you. But how did you start that process during the beginning of your partnership with her?
Well, when we first met 15, 16 months ago, Carla and I, she went through a 2-week training process. And so Keller Williams has their own CRM, which stands for Client Relationship Management System. And that's how we keep up our contacts. So she went through training through Command. Command also has where we do the, like how we get paid. She has to, earn us money and have to keep up all the things like that. So she was trained for 2 weeks before I, started working with her. And then I spent probably a good 3, 4, 5 weeks where we spent a lot of time together in the initial part. But then after that, she picks up very quickly. And so as we introduce new things, then, it's a little bit of a learning thing. But a lot of times I'm like, Carla, how do you do this? How do you do this? And she teaches me. So she's very good on the computer.
Gosh. Now, already a lot of success between the both of you, just 14, 15 months into the partnership. Now, how did you create such a strong partnership with someone who's virtual? Because we get that question a lot here in Cyberbacker. How do you start that relationship with that person who's virtual?
Okay. So first of all, when we had the interviews, there was myself and 2 other team members. There was 3 of us in the room, and we unanimously chose her. Now, there were some amazing people that were there, but she was the one all 3 of us chose. And so she was meant to be as far as our Cyberbacker. So it was really, really good. And then we do Zoom calls like we're doing today. Of course, I'm not sure if this is going to be video recorded, but I know audio recorded. Yeah. But I try to do Zoom calls with her, a couple times a day if needed. Sometimes I go, like today, I had a lot of outside appointments. I was at houses today and lunches today and appointments today. So I wasn't around very much today to do like the Zoom call. But I think it's very helpful to do a Zoom call and to hit the share screen button and do some training that way. So to get someone up to speed on the things you need, I think Zoom and the technology of Zoom. And she taught me this, that there's even a way to, like, if she has her screen up, give me access to her screen so I can show her a couple of things. And then I can give her access to my screen and she can do the same. But basically just, learning a process, getting it comfortable, and then moving on to the next one. Mastering. That's the word I was trying to think of. Mastering one technique, one system and then the next. So, but she has spreadsheets and she does a terrific job, but she's very good. We have the platforms that she's good at is Command, which is the Keller Williams system, Canva, which is the social media, like for pictures and such, DocuSign, which is our electronic signature situation, right? And so those 3 things there, and then the MLS. So there's four things that she had, 4 different systems that she had to kind of master, and she has.
Okay. Gotcha. So really, it's a lot of touching base again. Just being there for your being very hands-on with your Cyberbacker.
Well, and that's the thing. That's very important, because I think that when you explain and you teach somebody something and spend the time to invest in that, and they pick it up like she has very well, it's just a matter of time before she masters that. But I think we have to spend the time at the beginning to work to help people get caught up, understanding it, master it, and then move on to the next thing. So Zoom is the best way to do that when you're doing face-to-face and having conversations. Yes.
So aside from doing Zoom, though, what other communication platforms do you use to, again, communicate with your Cyberbacker aside from that?
Well, we're in Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you couldn't hear from my accent, I was trying to be silly. I don't really have a Southern accent much, but she has a phone that has a 423 area code, just like I have. And so when she makes phone calls or whatnot, she's matching up, the phone number like the area code matches. And so she can make a phone call to the different people. So we can text, we can make phone calls, we can do Zoom. And so those are the three methods that we use. And sometimes I'll text her if I have something going on, and she's really good about telling me what the day holds. She can give me like a daily thing, and of course the end of day recap. So there's a lot of good communication, but the most important would be the Zoom calls, because the others are important, but with the Zoom, you can kind of encourage each other and all that. So
of course, a lot of avenues of communication, because I think communication is really key for this virtual partnership to work out anyway. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So talk to me more about that, the success of this partnership though. Last question. What's been the biggest benefit of working with your Cyberbacker, of working with Carla?
I think the biggest benefit for me is that, and I don't like talking about myself, but I do a lot of transactions. I do a lot of very busy. And so when I can ask her to help me out with getting a listing documents together and getting the MLS started so that I can finish, those are hours of stuff that I would have to do. So that's the biggest help to me is that, because really in my world, in an agent that is always kind of running and doing stuff like that, to be able to be out bringing in the business, and then once we get the business in, then we're able to have her kind of manage it, so to speak. And I have a buyer's agent. I'm a team leader, so I have a buyer's agent. Actually, I have two, but one's more active than the other. So ultimately, the goal would be if my other agent goes out and gets a contract under contract, because she strictly works with buyers. As the head team leader, I do the listings for the team. So that means the sales and the for sale signs in the yard, and I do all the listings. But I have buyer's agent. I do buyers as well, but she does buyers. So ideally, if my other team member can throw back the transaction, say, here's the transaction, you can manage it from here, and and go like that. That helps us grow more. So if we can go out and bring the business in, come back and toss it to our Cyberbacker can take it, run with it, and then keep things rolling.
It's a lot of success. Again, just you talking about your Cyberbacker just feels like you've been working for more than 14, 15 months, actually, if you ask me. But of course, I forgot to tell you, obviously, Carla's going to be able to listen to this and watch this once it's online. So would you want to give her a quick message before we end today?
Well, she's just the best, and I love her heart. Her heart is probably the biggest part of her. That's really cool.
There we go.
Yep.
Now, we're very, very excited to see the continued growth and the success of this partnership. Again, Johnny, thank you very much for being on the show today. I always have fun having you on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.